Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kirsten here for a Thursday Spa Business Break, where we're talking about your spa business and how to not only make it more profitable, but also to help you manage all the, let's face it, the kind of craziness that is the spa business. Never mind, being in COVID situation for the past 2 months. So to this month, the topic I've shifted over from kind of COVID to, hey Lisa, to talking about email marketing, because we're now in a stage with most of you where, some of you are open, some of you are not open yet. Oh, here's my cat. Some of you are not open yet, but now it's time to start getting into how to just run and manage your business a little bit easier for you going forward. My cat's name is Cuddles for a reason. He is very, very cuddly, so he likes to jump up on here. So with email marketing today, I wanted to talk about how to use your email marketing to mine opportunities of your existing clientele. This is such a huge place where there's lots and lots of opportunities being missed, money left on the virtual counter. So, if we want to work smarter, not harder, which is what we have to do now, that we're starting to emerge out of COVID, because the caveat with the situation with COVID is that it's very likely that, there's going to be another kind of bump up of situations. We might have to be closed again. And so normally the spa industry is very used to sharing their information on promotions, on information, on just like updates for the spa. You guys are used to doing that in your facility. But if like I said last week, if COVID has taught us anything, it's that we cannot rely on our brick and mortar businesses, especially to communicate to clients. So when it comes to reopening, if you haven't already considered beefing up what you have been doing with your email marketing, if it hasn't been a lot, then one of the big key pieces is looking at how you can mine your opportunities with your existing clientele. Okay. So, the whole reason why I love email marketing, I know you guys don't love it. In a way, I don't love it either. I don't like the implementation part. And so I have somebody on my team that does it for me. And let me tell you, that makes life a whole lot easier. But I love it because it's an opportunity to communicate kind of one to many. And so that saves me a whole lot of time and effort and energy that I can put back into my business in different ways to grow it. So, we can't rely on being in person to share information. So this is a really great opportunity to just get it together with your email marketing. So I want to give you 5 specific email types. I want you to write this down because you want to consider using all of them. So the first one we've talked about before at length, and that's your monthly updates and information. So, and then as well as education. So it's nothing really promotional. It's just giving updates. It can have a little bit of promotional in there, but it's not primarily a promotional email. It's more about updates, what's happening in the spa this month. Now, the reason why I want you to share that on a regular basis, like every month, is because not only can you not rely on communicating with your clients right now in person, but an issue pre-COVID was that often you guys and your service providers get kind of in the habit of talking about personal stuff when clients come in for services. Am I right? I'm right. I know I am, because I've lived this. I've lived it. You've lived it. So if we're going to be honest about things, we know, especially as we're getting back to work, that we're going to want to have like major personal conversations to catch up. So that means that you are missing that. You're missing giving them that really key information. And, it may be a client that is kind of used to coming in for the same facial or same pedicure or whatever, every single month. And they're not used to kind of looking outside of what they normally have. And so when they get an email delivered to their inbox and it has maybe some information about, retinols or, and maybe they're a nail client. So it's a lot easier to kind of cross promote within your services in your email marketing, because you may actually not even have the chance or may not even think about sharing that information with your client when you actually see them. Hey, Lily. Yeah, well, I know you guys because I've been there. Okay, so first one is your monthly updates and info. The second one, of course, is a promotional email. Okay, so that is if you have something on sale or on special or gift with purchase or whatever it is. And the same kind of reason why you want to put it in emails, because most of you don't like sharing promotional things in person. It makes you feel weird and icky, and all of a sudden it kicks in that whole salesy thing and, you know, triggers you on that level, and your team is the same way. So by having it in an email where it's really well written and it's got great visuals, it just presents the offer to your clientele. Then you can nurture it when people actually come in, or whether you have those conversations over the phone or virtual appointments with Skype or FaceTime. Okay, the third one is your confirmation email. So, you know, with your confirmation email, I know you tend to just, you know, set it and forget it, but there's a couple of things that you want to consider with your confirmation emails, especially right now, kind of getting back to work post-COVID. And in that confirmation email, you'll definitely want to have a link to, like, if you like doing things more digitally, you want to have a link in there for like an online form that they fill out for like their pre-screening form before they come in for their appointment. But you can also include a little note in there, you know, if it doesn't have to just be about COVID, about, you know, what to expect when you come in for your appointment, but you could have a little note in that confirmation email just to prompt people to ask at front desk or ask their service provider when they arrive, or call beforehand to add on a service. Like, don't be afraid to ask if there is time before or after your scheduled service to add on a brow shape or add on an eye treatment. So it's really just using that confirmation email just to kind of plant a little seed into that client's mind about that they could actually, there might be an opportunity to upgrade. And for you, that means that when you're upgrading, you're adding, you know, another $25, $30, or $40 to a ticket that was only going to be that single service. So use your confirmation emails a little bit more creatively. Thank you emails. So when a client cashes out and there's a thank you email that goes out automatically, I would include somewhere in there an opportunity for them to leave a review. So maybe like a direct link to your Facebook page or a direct link to your Google My Business for them to leave a review. Now, so the call to action is, you know, if you had a wonderful appointment, if you enjoyed your treatment and your service provider, we would be so appreciative if you would mind writing a review on Facebook or Google. Here are those quick links to make it super easy for you. Now, you also want to put in there a little bit of a caveat, because if something did go wrong, it happens, you want to be able to prompt them that it's okay for them to reach out to you personally, the owner, because don't just send them to front desk. That's kind of awkward, especially if the complaint has to do with front desk. I personally had the situation where I went for a wax and I was not at all happy with the service. And I wanted to talk to the manager, and turns out the manager was actually the one who did my service. So I actually wanted to talk to the owner. So I didn't feel comfortable sharing what I was not happy about to front desk. So I really encourage you to put on there the name and email or phone number of the direct link to the owner. You want to know when something goes sideways, and you want the clients to know that it's okay to share that information. And that your intention with their concern, your intention is to fix it and to make it, you know, to resolve the issue. So although it's kind of scary sometimes, I think, for people to like ask for the review because they're thinking, oh, what if they don't want to leave a review? What if something happened? Always, always, always put that little caveat in there. Like, if something didn't go right with your service, please let us know because we want to have the opportunity to fix it. So when you do that when you send out that kind of email with those kinds of opportunities, I've got the cat who's like trying to like get onto my phone and stuff. So I'm like totally trying to keep everything together here. So if you give them that opportunity to share, you can turn around a service and you can turn around the client to the point where they could become a raving fan. But if you just left it, of course, it's going to be awkward. And if you left it with, hey, please leave us a review, they will leave a review and it's not a great review, then you're going to be upset, right? So always give them the option to contact you directly before they kind of air their irritations on social media. Okay, last one I have here to mine your existing clients' opportunities via email is re-engagement emails. Who is doing re-engagement emails? Are you? I know you kind of forget about this. So a lot of your booking systems, well, not all of them, but some of them have email kind of connected to it, like your clients' emails, as far as marketing. Some of you don't. So I guess what I'm getting at is some of your systems will have re-engagement email campaigns kind of built into your system. So that makes it really easy because you can kind of select the date range that you want for, so usually if they haven't been in 3 or 4 months, that's when I send out a re-engagement email. And so in some of the software, you can set the date range. So if it was 3 months, so from January 1st to March 31st, that people that haven't come in, you would send that group of people a re-engagement email. And what that means is it's like, hey, so-and-so, we haven't seen you for a while. Is everything okay? Just wanted to make sure that, we understand that life happens and sometimes gets busy. And we also understand that you haven't been in because we've been closed. So some of this kind of doesn't quite work with COVID, but I just want to give you the kind of the concept behind it so that you know and understand what it is. So say there's no COVID, the period is from 3 months, January 1st to March 31st, and you would send out an email to those clients that haven't been in with a little note. We haven't seen you for a while. We understand things get kind of crazy with life, but we'd really love to see you come back in. Here's a 15% off coupon to use on your next visit if you come in within the next 30 days. Okay. So those work out really well. And, some will say yes, some will say no. Either way, it's a fairly easy task to do to try to re-engage those people that haven't been in for a while. So why not give that a whirl? I would recommend that you're doing this quarterly, that it's in your calendar, on one of your admin days, or you can send this to your spa manager to have her do it for sure if you have a spa manager, but have a regular schedule for sending out re-engagement emails. And it's the same thing as the reviews. You also want to include in there, like if you haven't been in because you weren't happy with your last service, please let me know. Here's my personal email and my phone number, and I would like an opportunity to turn this around for you. So those are the 5 different types of emails that you can use in your email marketing in order to mine the opportunities of your existing clients. The spa industry is just hasn't been that great on the digital marketing. And I get it because, we love being with our clients in person. Doing digital feels like it takes away from that. But the thing is that with email marketing, we're talking about using a tactic or a technique that is one-to-many, communicating one-to-many. So please hear me when I say that it's an opportunity for you to leverage your communication with your clientele in order to increase your sales. Okay. So I get it. You don't love it, but being an entrepreneur means that sometimes we have to do the stuff we don't want to do or like to do because it means that it actually grows our business. If you don't like doing any of this, I highly recommend outsourcing it, whether it's to whether you find a VA or you hire my agency with our social media managers behind the scenes here. Or you have, maybe you have a friend or a sister or somebody who has experience doing emails and you want to hire them. But either way, you can't leave email marketing off the table. Just can't. You're going to get left behind. So what I hope is that you take one little nugget from here. So even if you won't do all 5 of these kinds of emails, monthly info and updates, education, promotional emails, confirmation emails, thank you emails, and re-engagement, maybe just pick one, adding one per month or one per quarter. Okay, so if it overwhelms you, start with the baby steps. Okay, that's it for me for today's Thursday Spa Business Break. I hope you guys are doing well. It kind of feels like it's just this weird time, isn't it? Really weird time. I mean, we haven't been in for our haircuts and colors. I mean, I don't color my hair anymore, but man, the gray is coming in fast and furious. And I'm quite tickled. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that, gray hair. Who knew? I would get there someday. Who else is dealing with their grays? Who's embracing them? We're all in it together, aren't we? All right, have a wonderful week. We will see you next week here on Thursday Spa Business Break. If you're not already in my Facebook group, Spa Business Mastery, I invite you to join. We'll see you in there too. We got some really rich conversations happening. See you next week.